I am incredibly excited to announce that I'm going to be registering the Fight for Canada political party. I know there are so many Canadians who feel the exact same way that I do, that are sickened by the destruction that we're seeing in this country, by the unfettered immigration, by the woke ideology that's forced onto you, that if you don't buy into, Canadians are worried about losing their jobs, not being able to provide for their families. If you don't buy into this DEI woke, a man can become a woman can become a man, HR departments running all of Canada, the most woke, obnoxious people in the entire country, having everyone scared that if they voice an opinion that doesn't align along party lines, they're going to lose their job, that if you're a proud Canadian, you're in some way an evil person, that nationalism is a bad word, that being proud of the country that our ancestors, whether it be World War I, World War II, Vimy Ridge fought valiantly for. The Canadian soldiers were always known as the most courageous, toughest soldiers out there. We're sick of it, and we need a party that's actually willing to stand up and fight. I'm seeing the Conservatives, in lieu of this budget being announced with a $78.3 billion deficit, $800 million more dollars going to special interest, LGBTQ, women, all this BS that's absolutely bankrupting our country and making it impossible to survive. Highest unemployment rate in the G7, highest youth male unemployment rate. Canadians who have been here for centuries, in some cases, being sold out time and time again. Immigrants getting treated better than veterans who are on our streets, only receiving $800 a month when they have real disabilities. And you see immigrants coming in and receiving thousands and thousands of dollars a month, $283 a day. The Liberal Party has sold us out every way through Sunday, and we do not see a political party that's actually willing to stand up and say, this is wrong, this is evil. It's not just wrong, it's evil. A lot of the stuff that the Liberal Party implements, giving sex hormones, the only country in the world that's giving out these hormones, these irreversible hormones to children as young as 14 years old. These spending hundreds of millions of dollars to put these trans flags everywhere. We're sick of it. We're focused on Canadians, sending hundreds of millions, billions of Canadians' hard-earned dollars overseas when we see crack smoking on our streets everywhere thanks to safe supply laws. Canadians losing their homes like we see in BC right now with Aboriginal title rights thanks to communists like David Eby running our provinces and selling Canadians out at every single turn. I am registering the Fight for Canada party. I'm going through the process right now. Need 3 office holders, a CPA. We're getting it all set up. In the very near future, I'm setting up right now a Google Doc sheet because I need 250 signatures. I know that won't be very hard to get. I really appreciate everybody's support. I already have over 18,000 followers on YouTube, had over 30K on TikTok before I was banned, but that's fine. They're not going to be able to stop us. It only means you're on the right track when they're trying to silence your voice. You know you're doing something right when they're getting spooked and they're saying, you're not allowed to speak. I look at it as a good sign getting banned on TikTok, because they wouldn't be banning Canadians in communist Canada unless the message was catching on. And I know there are millions of Canadians who feel the exact same way, the disgusting way our country is being treated. Handing out passports, handing out citizenship in this country like it's Pez, passing things like Bill C-3, which was just passed, that gives 100,000 people citizenship in our beautiful country who have not even lived here. We are being sold out. I don't think there's ever been a group of people that has been sold out by their government worse than the Canadian people are being sold out right now. And we need strong voices that are willing to stand up and actually say exactly what it is that's going on. We've had enough. We've absolutely had enough. It's time for a government that puts the people of Canada first. You're not the Prime Minister of the world, Mark Carney. You are the Prime Minister of Canada. Your primary responsibility is to the Canadian people. Fight for Canada Party main focuses are going to be immigration, Of course, getting rid of this woke DEI BS. Men can become women, women can become men. A primary focus on our veterans and Canadians who are struggling. You look at the homeless population, 95% Canadians. Meanwhile, you see stories come out where 1,400 hotel rooms in Niagara Falls are given out to immigrants when we have people with major drug issues. We have people who have legitimate disabilities who can't get any support from the Canadian government. It is the focus is going to be on putting Canada first, protecting free speech, getting rid of things like Bill C9, Bill C8, that can see you essentially erased, your internet service, your internet deleted, not allowed to go online if you see something the government doesn't like. The expansion of so-called hate speech laws to make it so it's impossible for Canadians to even criticize these ridiculous immigration policies. Also going at the fundamental pillars of our Western civilization. Free speech, sovereignty. These are the fundamental pillars of Western civilization. So of course it's what the Liberal Communist Party of Canada goes at immediately. Free speech, sovereignty, of course, goes without saying. You don't have a country if you don't have your country's sovereignty. Policing, spending more money on policing and actually locking people up, repealing things like the ridiculous Bill C-75, which puts the onus on the prosecution to say why somebody should be kept in jail and not allowed out on bail. And it's why we see children being being essayed at a much higher rate, violent crimes up ridiculously. Enough of that crap. Reversing insane Supreme Court rulings like the 5 Justin Trudeau appointees ruling that a mandatory minimum 1-year sentence for people who possess CP, the most disgusting people in our entire society, getting rid of 1-year mandatory minimum sentences for that. Meanwhile, in Canada, they're introducing bills, the woke are introducing bills that want to see so-called residential school denialism, where they haven't found any bodies, punished by at least 2 years in jail. Think about that. Think about how sick that is. They want to punish more harshly somebody who says words, who's so-called what they call residential school denialism, rather than somebody who possesses CP. You cannot describe a more sick society than that. We have had enough. We're putting our foot down. No more of this woke garbage. We're going back to the great country we've been before. So stay tuned. I'm setting up the Google Sheets right now. Really appreciate everybody who provides a signature. I need 250 signatures. We need people who are willing to actually get out on the streets, get out to the media and say what's happening in Canada has to stop, and it has to stop now. It has to stop right now. Please like, share, subscribe, join, become a member, donate, grab some gear. Really appreciate everybody who does. And stay tuned later today. I'm gonna have links to the form to sign up. Thank you so much, everybody who supports.